Hi there folks, hey, thanks for joining me again on High Gear Reviews. I'm Lou Thomas. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, maybe hit the bell notification button, that way I can bring you some more great reviews. So I'm thrilled to bring you this one. These are hard to find, let me tell you. So as you can see, 2022 Ford Bronco. This particular one is the Wildtrak edition. It's kind of like off-road version, more of an off-roady type one. It's got some pretty cool features we can go over. I'd like to say thanks to my friends Mike and Kelly for lending me their new Bronco. Really appreciate it. So really cool vehicle. So let's jump into it. So obviously, as you can see, this particular one is the two-door version. Really cool color as well. I forget what it's called, but it just looks really stunning. It looks really cool. Gets a lot of attraction on the road. Anyway, this particular one, obviously, like I said, two-door version. You can get them in a four-door version. This particular one, the Wildtrak, also has a 2.7 liter twin-turbo V6 engine. Going to put out about 330 horsepower, about 415 foot-pounds of torque, which is a lot of torque for a little SUV like this. Of course, four-wheel drive, infinite options. There's so many different features in here that we're going to try and go over a few of them, but lots of different modes. It's got a kind of an acronym they call GOAT, but I'll kind of show it to you. A lot of different modes, locking differentials front and rear. It's got a kind of a cool feature where it kind of opens up the one or locks one as you kind of do real tight turns and all that kind of stuff. Really neat and advanced stuff in here. This one here has the Goodyear tires on it, so very nice tires. I mean, geez, these things are monsters, right? They're like 315, 70, 17. So basically these are 35-inch tires. And that's kind of why you need that 415 foot-pounds of torque, right, to turn those things and get them really spinning nicely. Obviously, as far as fuel mileage goes, it's not going to be too great, right? I mean, you've got kind of the aerodynamics of a brick or a barnyard door, whatever you want to consider it. But, I mean, no aerodynamics, but these aren't built really to be economical vehicles, right? They're built to be fun, go off-road, have a good time. But anyway, fuel mileage, about 19 miles per gallon. This one here does have the Bilstein shocks on it, which kind of comes stock on the Wildtrak. You can upgrade them as well, right from Ford. They can put some Fox suspension on there, Fox shocks on there, which is really cool. Another thing on these ones is independent rear suspension, independent front suspension, all that kind of stuff, and really neat setup. I mean, this thing is ready to go. I mean, it's just kind of like an off-road beast, really. I mean, it's got everything you need. Huge rear tire, obviously, you know, a traditional sized spare tire, one that actually fits the wheels, not one of those goofy little donuts. As far as drivability, I mean, these are fun vehicles to drive, okay? They're almost unstoppable off-road. I don't know what would stop one of these, really. I mean, it's right up there with any of the world-class off-road vehicles out there. And on-road, very civilized. I mean, kind of a nice place to be. A little bit noisy, but I mean, just a fun vehicle to drive. As far as acceleration, nothing to really jump up and down about, but it varies from all the different ones. But it gets you down the road, right? It's actually surprisingly quick as far as acceleration because of that twin turbo engine setup. So you might be a little bit surprised when you drive one of these, and you will break the tires loose if you get on it, take the traction control off and all kind of stuff. So anyway, here we are. The 2022 Ford Bronco Wildtrak. Let's take a closer look. Hey, we're under the Bronco. So like I said, this does have the independent suspension right here. So as you can see, it doesn't have the axle running all the way across the front of the vehicle. It gives you a lot more as far as road comfort, that kind of stuff. Limits you a little bit as far as off-road, but like I said, for most people, it's not going to be a problem. Here's those Bilstein shocks I was talking about, which are actually a really nice shock absorber as well. Like I said, you can upgrade these to a Fox suspension if you choose to. So there we go, underneath the Bronco. All right, so obviously you can tell, right? This is a very retro-styled vehicle, very reminiscent of the original Broncos, which were just really fun vehicles. And it's kind of a bummer that Ford kind of stopped building them, really. I mean, they were just so much fun. Then they kind of went to like the Bronco 2 and lost everything. But this kind of recreation of the Bronco, very cool, as you can see. Just got some really neat features. I really love kind of this bull guard kind of deal here, or the, whatever you want to call it, kind of push bumper and everything, and these huge kind of recovery attachments here and everything, and just the looks really sharp. I mean, it looks really tough. Got the characteristic big old Bronco logo on there, LED lights, all that kind of stuff. I mean, just really cool. Obviously under here you got kind of your skid plate, crazy approach angle, pretty good departure angles, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, just nicely done, right? Big huge tires on it, just looks tough, just looks like it means business. And like I mentioned, it does have that independent front suspension. So that's going to be a little bit controversial, right? Some people love it, some people hate it. The off-road purists probably don't like it because they want the solid axles, kind of like you're going to get on some of the really aggressive off-road vehicles. But this is a nice compromise, right? I mean, you've already got 35s on it. It handles beautifully on the road. I mean, just it's a nice handling vehicle on the road, and it's very capable off-road. I mean, unless you're going really, really crazy off-road, this is going to get you, I think, anywhere you could possibly need to go. So anyway, as we move down the side, right, you got the kind of the big fender flares on here as well, covering up these monstrous 35-inch tires. The wheels are cool. I mean, they're just nice looking wheels right off the bat. Kind of got the whole beadlock thing going on, beadlock look to them. Of course, the Bronco logo in there. Nicely done, nice graphics package. Like I said, this kind of black plastic, that kind of forms into the as far as your running boards and all that kind of stuff, and the cool kind of graphics on here. Nice turn signals here as well. So no, I mean, they just did a really good job, just a good looking vehicle. So let's take a look at some other stuff. All right, so here's the side of the Bronco. So as you can see, this thing's pretty big, right? I mean, it's pretty tall. I'm 6'5", and I don't know if you can see from the angle, but I mean, I'm just barely over the roof line on this vehicle. So it's a pretty good sized vehicle. I mean, just stout looking. Like I said, awesome tires, awesome wheels. You can kind of see the lift on this thing as far as what you have, and the capabilities are crazy, right? Like I said, it has this cool decal package on as well, this particular one. Keyless entry, all that kind of stuff. A lot of cameras on this particular one. There's some on the sides here and all that kind of stuff, or as far as your parking assist and everything, and some really cool features. Like I said, really nice wheels, and like I said, nice top. You can remove this in sections. You can remove this section here, take the whole thing off, whatever you want to do. Relatively easy to do. So sweet. And here we are, the back of the Bronco, obviously. So, like I said, it's got these big kind of recovery hooks here. I mean, these things are meaty, right? They're going to really, you're going to pull anyone out of the mud or whatever you need to pull them out of. Of course, you have your tow accessories down here, towing package type stuff. Big full-size spare tire, like I said. So this is basically a 35-inch tire. Kind of cool. They mount the rear view camera back here as well, so it isn't interrupted or not obstructed by the tires in the back here as well. Brake light up here, obviously. Windshield washer back here. Nice LED lights as well. And to open the door, it's kind of a swing gate design, so you just kind of press it here. Boom, this opens up, and it opens all the way up. So it keeps on going, keeps on going. You do have a hydraulic assist here, and you absolutely need this because this door weighs a ton with this big tire back here. And then, of course, you can open this one up as well. Boom, have full access in here. So, yeah, nicely done. Very reminiscent of the old days as well, as far as how things used to work. But big swing gate. This is kind of a pro or a con, right? I mean, it's cool. Maybe if you have like a small garage or something like that, the way that it swings out, so you know, like it's a huge swing out, right? I mean, it's a big door, so that could be an issue maybe. But very cool, nicely done. Oh, hey, sorry about that. Just taking a quick nap. So anyway, you can see how much ground clearance I got here, right? I mean, I'm a pretty big guy and I got a lot of room under here. But the other thing I wanted to show you is, I think earlier I mentioned it was independent front and rear. Sorry about that. I just kind of get used to that. It's actually a live axle, or solid axle on the rear end. And this is a chunky, like solid axle. I mean, this thing means business back here. So yeah, it's got some off-road credentials back here. Anyway, a little bit tired. I'm gonna take a little bit of a nap. Oh. All right, so let's take a look under the hood of our Bronco here. So let's open up the hood, pull the little lanyard, Whew, that's a heavy hood, right? This is a solidly built vehicle. So anyway, got the little push rod here, which that's fine. You know, you have the hydraulics, but hey, at least you won't have to replace them, right, as far as those little struts. So anyway, push rod opener there, engine, not much to look at. Everything's accessible though. So like I said, this one's the 2.7 twin turbo. So we can see the turbos in there. Well, they're in there somewhere anyway. There they are on the side over here. So just nicely done, right? I mean, just a cool, I mean, easy to get to. Everything looks very accessible. Real high as far as your air intake up here, so that's kind of nice as far as, you know, going through water and that kind of stuff. Windshield wiper fluid over here, radiator deal over there as far as your radiator fluid. Nice big full-size battery, obviously. Yeah, but everything looks very accessible. Looks pretty easy to work on, actually. So hey, if you ever do have to work on it, and God help you if you do, right, with these new vehicles, but hey, it's going to be easy for anyone else to work on it. So everything looks good to go under the hood. Put the push rod back in here. Good to go. All right, so let's hop on into our Bronco and see what it's like behind the driver's wheel as far as entry. So door opens nice and widely. Sill height is high, right? This one, like I said, is kind of the off-road package, so it is a high sill height. But that's okay, you got the running board here. This will kind of help you out. You can just jump on in. So anyway, hop on in. Nice driving position. Everything feels nice in here. Steering wheel feels great. It does have, of course, the telescoping, all that kind of stuff here as well. So I like that. Nice feeling steering wheel. It's kind of the leather textured steering wheel. Actually, probably is leather, so it feels real nice. And seats feel really comfortable. Not too much bolstering, which I kind of like, because you know you're going to be kind of moving around if you're going off-roading in here. But it's enough to keep you in the vehicle and keep you comfortable. Kind of cool. Has this little grab hand here. These are kind of like a rubberized surface, which is actually a really nice touch as far as just easy to grab onto. Like say your hands are wet or you've got the top off or whatever, and you get some moisture in here. You're not going to kind of slip on your hands and stuff. Nice door panels. Kind of has a little like, you know, map holding kind of section here or whatever you're going to use that for. Because you could put your big gulp in here. Well, maybe not your big gulp, but your you know, your big Gatorade bottle or something in there, and it expands out. Seat feels really good. Does have, of course, your bolster control. This one's a manual seat, so up, down, forward, all that kind of normal stuff. But no, nice feeling position. Actually, pretty good visibility. I was kind of surprised about the visibility. I mean, the steering wheel's a little bit low, but that's kind of keeps up with that kind of cool looking theme, right? But no, looks really good. Big pillars here, but that's mostly because you can take the top off as well, so they have to be nicely reinforced and everything. But no, nicely done. And the dash, wait till I show you the dash. It's got some really cool features in here, but no, feels good to get in and feels pretty easy to get out. Well, here we are on the inside of the Ford Bronco, and like I said, this is a really nice, they just did a really nice job. I mean, it's got the cool retro styling, but still very comfortable. All the creature comforts you could ever need. I mean, this thing has everything. Let me press this button here. We'll just turn on the accessories real quick. I just want to show you the display. I mean, huge display over here. I mean, it's got to be, what, over 11 inches, just huge. And then really nice digital gauge here as well. Kind of cool. It's got like a kind of an analog, you know, odometer or speedometer on the left side, and the rest of it's all digital and numerous things you can close. You can, you know, change on the display. Just really nicely done. Very crisp as far as the driver's display. I mean, just nicely done. They did a really, really good job on it, and just a nice display, nice crisp. Got so many different features. You're just going to have to go for it yourself and look at them all. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. All different types of gauges you can put on: turbo boost, oil temperatures, transmission temperature, you know, battery voltage, and off-road modes. And I mean, it's just crazy, all the different stuff. It does have adaptive cruise control. Buttons are over here as well. You can adjust the different distances, lane keep assist, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, steering wheel feels really nice. Dash is just a really cool design. A cool little touch, right, is these vents here. They're actually kind of like a silicone kind of rubber. So if you, like I said, if your fingers were wet or something, like, you know, you're using this as your vehicle to haul around your surfboard and stuff in Cali or Florida, wherever you are, you know, if your fingers are wet or something, I don't know, you can, anyway, easy to touch, right? So just easier on your fingers and easy to move around. Like I said, huge display. I mean, it is incredibly responsive as well. I mean, just really, really fast. I mean, I'm changing through the settings here, and boom, it just zooms through them. I mean, it's pretty impressive how quick this system is. Sound system sounds awesome. I mean, I was kind of rocking along with it earlier, and sounds really, really good. So as far as that whole kind of like noise, you know, as far as road noise, just turn up the radio, you'll be fine. Really nice sound system. Like I said, I think it's like a I don't know how many watts it is, to tell you the truth, but it's insane in this one. Anyway, you do have these controls up here as well. Locking front diff, rear diff. This is kind of the system where you can kind of almost like crab it around, basically. I think it either locks or loosens up one of the wheels, and it's a really advanced system. It's really cool. Traction control, all kind of stuff. There's a power outlet up here if you want to plug in your I don't know, radar detector, whatever you want to plug in up there as well. Have a whole bunch of auxiliary buttons up here as well, or switches. So if you hook up like running lights and all that kind of stuff, or off-road lights, or whatever kind of accessories you want to hook up to the vehicle, you have the controls from there here. Up here is kind of the latches for the as far as the taking off the roof system, all that kind of stuff. Then as we come down to the center stack, obviously we've got the push button start, dual zone climate control in the particular one, heated steering wheel, heated seats, all that kind of stuff. There's a USB compact, regular USB, just kind of a a wireless charging system for your cell phone down here as well. Nice chunky shifter, feels really good. Got the little Bronco logo on, that's kind of cool. Does have your kind of manual up-down button on here to control that automatic transmission. Pretty nice. This one here is that whole GOAT mode, right? So it has all these different modes, and I mean, you can do research on it, but this thing is very off-road capable, and like gravel, off-road modes, towing modes, all kinds of stuff. Low range, high range, lock the diffs. I mean, it's just crazy. Nice size cup holders here as well. I like this kind of little grab handle here for your passenger, because if you put this thing to the capability that you can do off-road, your passenger is going to be happy to have that grab handle there, right? One of the other ones is that the power window controls are right here in the center here, and also the mirror controls are right here as well, which I thought was kind of weird. I'm kind of used to them being on the dash on the side, but hey, no problem. I mean, they're still easily accessible, obviously, once you work out where they are. And like I said, just a nice place to be, comfortable, good visibility, really comfortable seats. I mean, these seats are really nice. These leather wrapped seats as well, the leather seats. So yeah, nicely done from behind the dash. All right, now I don't even know if I should even try this, if I can fit in the back of this. So like I said, obviously this is the two-door version, right? So the four-door is going to be a lot more practical if you are carrying people, but we'll give it a try. So like I said, 6'5", about 260 pounds. So the way you get in here, there's a handle up here. Just pull it, boom, slide, seat kind of slides forward, and then you got to get in here. So let's try to be a little bit graceful. And okay, well, not so bad, not so bad. Hey, I'm back here. Oh, very comfortable. I mean, these seats are actually really, really comfortable. I'm actually kind of surprised at how comfortable they are. I mean, nicely angled, everything's good. Let's put the seat back. Now, when you do this, you'd have to slide the seat back manually to where my normal driving position was, but I think I would fit in here as far as a 6'5" passenger, and I think a 6'5" driver, you could get away with it actually, which is very surprising, to tell you the truth. Headroom's great, right? It's just kind of like a big box. There's not too much going on back here. There's a cup holder here, a little bit impractical because you gotta kind of like put your drink in here, and then put your drink in here, and then I guess you put your arm up here. But as far as no, back seat, the seats are very comfortable. Like I said, I'm actually kind of surprised. So it does have some power outlets back here. Has your kind of standard outlets back here, USB-C, USB, all that kind of stuff. Oh, it does have a 110 outlet as well, so that's kind of nice. So you can plug stuff in back here in a normal household plug. But no, I'm actually, like I said, kind of pleasantly surprised that I actually fit back here. So let's try getting out. That's always kind of fun, right? So slide that up, and here we go, Grace. Oh, okay, I'm getting it. Well, let's take a look at our cargo capacity in the Bronco. So open the door, just pull the handle here. Like I said, this is a very heavy door because of this huge tire on here. Like I said, it does have the hydraulic assist. So once you have her opened up, and like I said, it opens really wide, then you're going to just kind of open this section right here up. So one thing I did notice is if you, like I said, if you kind of have a garage and you close the garage door and you're coming in, say, to get your groceries out or something, you do have to have this trunk closed, or this trunk opened quite a long ways, right? If you have it like here, you can't really open up as far as this, because this little corner kind of rubs in here or knocks into here. So you can't open like this, so you're gonna have to open it up more, and okay, now you can open it up. So just think of that, you know, if you are going in and out of your trunk a lot in your garage or a small space, something like that. But anyway, once you get in here, open her on up. Nice hydraulic assist, of course, defroster on the rear window back here, windshield wiper as well. Lift up this little compartment here. Here's your jack, easy to get to. A little kind of storage compartment under here just to keep some junk in the trunk, I guess. 4 tie downs. So quite a few tie downs in the back of this little trunk right here. And then back here, looks like we have the subwoofer here as well. Nice. Got some lighting here as well, 12-volt power outs like that there as well. Kind of surprised there isn't a 110 in the very back as well. But then we've got the 12-volt. Fold down the seats if you need to. Just pull up the lanyard. Whoop, seat folds down like that, nice and easy. Boom, and off you go. So easy to do. Just remember the sequence. So you're going to have to close this up first, and then close up the trunk. Here we are inside the 2022 Bronco, and it's really a fun vehicle. I mean, as far as driving impressions go, it's just kind of a really cool retro look, but it's got so many cool new features in it. As far as drivability, feels really nice. I mean, steering's real light. Obviously, it's a little bit wandery. It's got these huge tires on, like 35-inch tires, but you know, it is a sport utility vehicle. It sits real high, so it's going to be a little bit wandery. There is quite a bit of cabin noise at highway speeds. We're doing about 65 miles per hour now, and there is obviously some noticeable cabin noise. But you're going to get that with all of these kind of vehicles, as far as all these detachable roof pieces and the aerodynamics of the vehicle. It's going to be a little bit noisy. Acceleration was actually kind of surprising. So the turbos on this thing really kick in, and it's a pretty scooty little vehicle. I was kind of surprised on that. Steering position feels great. Driving position feels great. Steering wheel feels nice. Great visibility outside of the vehicle. Like it's got this really kind of like straight up windshield, kind of like really old retro style like they used to be. Brakes on it felt good. There is quite a lot of, I'd say, like transmission as far as kind of road noise expansion joints into the vehicle. It is a little bit choppy on some of the like smaller kind of like the, you know, the just the deformations in the roadway, as far as like the sections, like if you're going on concrete road, those slabs of concrete, you'll definitely feel those as far as a da-dump, 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 da-dump. And it is a little bit bouncy on those, and I think that's mostly due to the short wheelbase that you have on this. Same thing you're going to get in any Jeep or anything like that. But overall, as far as drivability, no, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I mean, this is just a fun vehicle. So, you know, once you get used to that little bit of road noise, there is going to be some noise, but once you get used to it, I think you're really going to enjoy it. As far as safety features go, so of course this one has pretty much everything. This is a Wally appointed one. I mean, it's got a lot of features on this particular one. So it does have the adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist. Obviously there's this huge monitor, huge backup camera back there as far as the display goes and everything. And yeah, just a fun-filled vehicle. Seats are very comfortable, no complaints at all. And yeah, just feels fun, you know, just like a fun feeling vehicle to get into and drive. So I think they definitely hit a home run on this one. So as far as the off-roading capabilities of the Bronco Wildtrak, I think it kind of goes without saying, it's unbelievably capable. I mean, the only thing that I think can outdo one of these from the factory is obviously going to be the one it's aiming for, and of course that's going to be the Jeep Rubicon. So excuse my pausing, just kind of working out this little section of the road here that we're going over. But no, like I said, as far as the off-roading capabilities, I mean, insane, right? This thing will go pretty much anywhere over anything you throw at it. I mean, I can't really think of something that you're going to come up to which you can't get over. You've got the lockers here, so I'm going to lock these up. And this is an extremely steep hill, so we're going to go into it a little bit of an angle, and up we go. And I mean, we're talking just, I mean, no issues at all. Right up and over. Go back down here. So yeah, I mean, very impressive. There we go, back down again. So, like I said, as far as these, so it does have the dual lockers obviously in as well. It's kind of got a cool feature too. You press this other button and it kind of like unlocks the dips when you need to unlock them, so you can get around real tight corners and all that kind of stuff, but keeps the wheels kind of locked in, so it's almost like a, I don't know, it's like a really selectable, adjustable transfer case and everything in the ends. So, I mean, really nicely done. Well, there you have it, folks. So once again, the 2022 Bronco Wildtrak edition. So, like I said, Bronco has come a long way. I mean, this is a extremely nicely done vehicle. It's going to do pretty much everything you need, right? It's just a fun vehicle to drive around. Gets a lot of looks. It's just very cool looking on the road. And if you take this thing off-roading, unless you're really going for it, I mean, we're talking some extreme stuff, this is going to get you anywhere with no problem. Fun to take to the grocery store, fun to take the kids out to the daycare, whatever, to school. I mean, just a fun vehicle to have. Okay, it doesn't get the greatest gas miles right there, which might be a bit of an issue nowadays, but if you're looking just for a fun retro vehicle, as far as a kind of a throwback to the good old days when, you know, people were wild, off-roading was fun, you could kind of go wherever you want, make sure you take a look at the new Bronco, because I mean, this is going to do it, right? So hey, appreciate it once again. Please, if you could, hit that subscribe button. Does me a huge favor, and you know, hit that bell notification so I can bring you some new vehicles. So hey, once again, Lou Thomas, thank you for joining me. Come on back to High Gear Reviews. So long, folks.